So today I'm going to do a reading off on Fleshhead, which is a part of the Lightmark trilogy. But I did hear somewhere that it's going to be a 5-book series. I'm kind of hesitant about it because I don't really like the series. I think the first book, Lightmark, the second book was good, but this book was such a letdown, and I feel like maybe I should just continue with the series. But then when I heard that there were like 5 books in the series, I was like, okay, I do want to know what happens. Because I do want to know what happens to the characters. I don't know anybody. I do want to know like what happens to the characters. But the main character, I have some issues with, and that's why I like Crown in particular. I didn't really like our main character, female hearing. I just didn't like her. Personality wise, I thought she was too dumb and naive and stupid. She really didn't do much for her kingdom. She just left and that was it. And she created a portal so she could run away and forget about these problems. And she created. Okay, so here's the thing. In the first book, we get the main character, Isla Crown. What she does is she falls in love and seduces the prince or the king, whoever, and she gets to steal the crown, which the crown has a key to the throne. So she gets the crown and the key, and then she feels like this can't be me because I seduced and was in love with the king. And here on Lightmark, love is like poison almost. It's like dark magic poison, and it makes people die from it. It's like a plague or a disease. And she's like, oh, it makes me so like I'm powerless and weak. And that's all she was thinking throughout the whole trilogy. So she was really sick and tired, and she needed to run away from the problems of reality. And so she felt like there's no way I could have gotten that crown. So her cousin, Cinder, who I want more of Cinder because I love Cinder, she's so much smaller and younger than Isla Crown, and she has no experience how to rule the realm and the kingdom. But somehow she's more powerful than you think. She's small and mighty and fierce. So she's suddenly taking over. I'm like, wow, how does somebody who is smaller and younger, has no experience on how to rule the kingdom and the realm, have so much experience, and you're just gonna like walk away and run away from all your problems and fears of reality and just open a portal and go to the Skyling kingdom? And she does nothing, absolutely nothing there. And so that's why I'm a little shook about this trilogy, because like what is this? So Lightmark I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. Nightbane I gave 5 out of 5 stars, but Skysea, come on man, 3 out of 5 stars. So anyways, let me just read you the inside plot. It says love kills kingdoms, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Back in Grim's castle on Nightshade, Anna is very young in the wake of a brutal battle, and the devastating truth is exposed. Her future and the fate of the world now hinge on a heart split in two. Past Anna, who fell in love with the ruler of Nightshade, fights to resist feelings she considers treacherous. The Anna of the present, who has seen the ruin her powers can cause, will do anything to save Light Art and its king. Paths in light between enemies and friend is trusted. Anna is more desperate than ever to understand the Oracle's final prophecy and change her heart wait, heart-ending fate. But a storm is coming, and with it a long no with it a long buried evil greater than anything the realms have faced before. With the clock ticking on her destiny and the arrival of 2 warring kingdoms, hinting on her own shattered heart, and the crown will either save the world or destroy it. And she didn't do anything. I think she destroyed it because she just. I think she destroyed it. Like honestly, I think she did nothing. And there's the map, and that's why I think. That's why I think the main character female heroine because she destroyed her kingdom for her own sake, but not with the other's sake. Because if other crown watched the man she loved disappear, had the world fell away. The other man she loved gripped her arm with desperate hope of holding onto the dream from a dream. And it says her armor and hands were covered in her teeth tasted of salt, sweat, and tears from the battle. She considered everything she had done, everything she wanted. She wanted to run. She wanted to tear down these hallways. And like I say, she wanted a portal back. And but she was here for a reason. Iron killed either Uro or Grim. But according to the oracle, it was fated. No, knowing what she had done in the past, all the people she had killed, she didn't trust herself not to hurt the Summoning King. And then he could have put herself with the device art with his power, but the idea of it using any scrap of ability after seeing what she had done would it made her want to rage. And then his tears caught back of her throat as she thought back to the battle of on Lightmark, blood everywhere. This, and then she's like, they didn't have to die. Why did she have to go to the attack? And it says, Aro will die if we use the portal. He wouldn't have agreed to it. He was quiet for a moment. Then you have to agree it. Of course she wouldn't have. Nightlark's portal was built into the island's violation, isn't it? I mean, the death of Nightlark and Aro, who was bound to its king. That you really would have let Nightlark fall. And click and Graham frowned, not for one woman, for my life. And then it says, Anna could feel Graham getting closer when she opened her eyes. It was right in front of her heart, he said. The spikes on his shoulders made him look like a demon. His blood slick armor glimmered in the moonlight. Leading it word for one moment was cried, then please consider me a criminal. Consider it closer. If killing thousands to keep you alive is wrong, then consider me a villain. If loving you this much is my downfall, then consider me already on my nerves. And like, that's disgusting. You're a monster. And think about those words. Like she said those words, I knew it made her a hypocrite. The ground they stood on, the hundreds of death around them. She had done it for him to save him. We are monsters, heart eater. And it's like, but that didn't mean she couldn't change. Grim has promised to end the battle if she returned with him. Too many lives has already been lost, and Mark has been losing. Call back all your warriors immediately. And he's like, it's already done. In his hand, swords that control the main beasts appeared. I was like, this was an awful thing. I can't even. I didn't think the survivors listened to her as a traitor. They must think she might be lying to them this entire time. The fact killed her, but the feelings didn't matter if going with Grim guaranteed her safety. And it thinks where he will never use it again. And it thinks where he won't try to use the portal again. And it thinks where it. And it's like, no, all the things were tied to her. And then, like, the life she had already taken, you shouldn't have bound yourself to me. And like, I will do it again. I will do it 1,000 times over your heart. I will choose you over the world every single time, which meant it was up to her to save it. I mean, come on. I mean, Graham plays all this, but he doesn't do anything. She doesn't do anything. So, I mean, and that's the part I hate. So now she like closes the portal, takes, and like, okay, so it's like, it was a lie. As she portal into Graham's store of weaponry, that was where she found her stock of healing Eckler. Much of it had already been used, but she took the majority of what was left. Due to her puddle of stars and sent them through the Light Arc Infirmary. It was a risk, but hundreds of injured warriors would die without the healing properties. It was the least she could do to help after bringing them into battle. Nightshade had endless fields of Nightbane. The flower the elixir was made from. And then she closes the portal. And okay, hold on. On 19, the bodies were buried. And it's okay, yes. So this thing about this necklace is so, it's like a symbol of like, it's like a symbol. It says, on Nightshade, bodies were buried, warriors were to put up. So, yeah. Okay, and then so, Grim, and this is the necklace Grim had given her with the large memory. Black diamond was not purposefully, I can't say that. Visible icon character, and it's like, it was a symbol of their marriage. Perhaps they hadn't believed their union was real until we saw the necklace. It didn't seem to make a difference to the Nightshade families who eyed her with hatred as she walked through the roads of the graveyard toward the newest mount. She couldn't blame them. It's like, traitor, you don't belong here. Okay. Let's move on. When anticipates a huge deal. It's like no one dared to sent to close to him, even with his hands covered. It seemed that one wanted to be caught touching him. He was a powerful Nightshade who could control a person by touching them, an ability in their realm that had become rare over the centuries. Brandon acknowledged the man who continued talking as though he had a death wish. It's like, we are ready. Don't think we don't know why we retreated. That necklace, it's an abomination. And it's like, the King of Lightlark is in love with her. Lightlark fall in love with her to gain access to her power. And then people are laughing because it's a joke. I'm not planning on debating Lightlark. And okay, so so she has the ability to use his power, she has control. And never, she's afraid that there's not gonna be any peace. And she kind of wishes she doesn't have the necklace because she don't, she don't want the necklace. Like, it kind of seems that towards the end because it is, like, she doesn't want the necklace, but she doesn't want to feel like she's married to Abraham. It's like a monster or heart eater, and she kind of wishes she never took the necklace and had a bond with him and wants to be with the kingdom and follow him life. And she wants to kill him now. And so the creature was eventually killed. There was a be left now for them to look at. And so there's this huge storm, and she kind of wishing that. And there's this huge battle. So it's a furry battle with, and she wished for her power so she could tear the ship to pieces, so she could shatter the sky and see like a storm. It was a dangerous anger. It was this dangerous anger, this serpent within her, always ready to strike. That's why she needed to keep the braces on. She knew that she still yearned for the power, so she could paint the sky the shade of the air in one's rage. Because with the necklace, they are both bonded, and they're both scared of the power. And she thinks are sick because of that. It's like, well, you admitted to it. And yeah, she's like, you admitted to it. You know, you are wearing the necklace. And you fell in love with me. And now, it's like, oh, I don't feel like I'm in control because, and she feels so much rage and anger because, you know, you both think you're proud. And she feels regret. And it's like, I feel regret. Regret wasn't enough. I fell in love, Bren. I fell in love with someone else while I was married. And do you have any idea what it feels like to betray someone you love without even trying to? Like, you don't know what love is. And like, I found my life to you. And like, I didn't ask you because of this so much death, so much loss. And the world would have been better if you weren't in it. Now the world's in danger. And like, don't ever say that. Don't ever think that you saved far more people than you have killed. You have power that threatens the gods. And just like, I wish you never loved me. It would have made everything so much easier. It would have saved so many lives. And she feels something like, she's like, I hate you. I hate you. And I would throw this damn necklace into the